guys, it's Lamar here with Fab Faces. Hey, I wanted to squeeze in another tutorial for my Halloween series before the end of the week. It's Saturday, I'm off today, I'm home with my family, and so I thought I would sneak down here and do another quick tutorial for you guys. I wanted to do a pumpkin design, and I have been playing with the design nonstop, and I haven't come up with anything that I'm really thrilled about, but I'm going to give it another go, and we'll see if I come up with something that I love. So, for this pumpkin design, we want to do it like on the forehead and then add some prettiness around it, of course. So for this, I'm going to be using brushes, and we're going to start with a 3/4 inch angled brush, and this is a Krylon split cake called Palm Tree. We're going to load it up with that blue on the tip of my angled brush, and just get a nice creamy load. There we go. Alright, so we're almost going to create almost like a tiara behind the pumpkin to frame it. So I'm going to start right in the center of the head, and I'm going to swoop a little kind of heart shape down and do the same thing. Let me retrace that again. I want it more lined up in the middle. Press and swoop down. There we go. So, and we can leave that space open in the middle because that's where our little pumpkin's gonna go. Make sure that's even. I have a hard time getting things lined up on myself. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get a little bit more paint, and we're gonna finish this. Pull a little swoop down, a little loop. I always go swoop, loop, swoop. And then I always bring one down and kind of frame the eye. That is my easy go-to. So swoop, loop, swoop, and then swoop down to kind of frame the eye. Okay? But it always looks pleasing when it kind of ends right at your cheekbone in that area there. And that's it for our background, nice and easy. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to that because nothing's complete without glitter. Here it is. This is Vivid Glitter. I'm just going to use a little bit of the green and just highlighted it, this background a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, now with a little, I'm going to do a little bit of eyeshadow, and I'm actually going to add some gold in there. So I'm just going to use the back of a sponge, get a little bit of gold, and I believe this is wolf gold. Tap that down and create like an eyeshadow. There we go. That's looking pretty good. No, you can't see it. It's not that bright there, but that's okay. On top of the gold, I always like to add a little bit of Lumiere powder. I think it just helps the gold pop out more. So I'll get a little bit on a brush. Ooh, that was a lot of bit on a brush. Smear that out, and then we could drag a little bit down. This is powdered makeup, so it really does a lot for the gold, in my opinion. I think it just really helps it pop out. And look sparkly. Who doesn't love sparkle? Life's too short not to love sparkle. Okay, so let's move on to our pumpkin, the most important part, right? For the pumpkin, I'm going to use a 1-inch angled brush. And I'm going to be using this lovely split cake called Tigger. Yeah, let's use Tigger. I'm going to use these oranges and a little bit of this yellow. Let's get a nice, good load. You always want your brush to slide across your paint. It feels like it's stopping, it's too dry. Get a little bit more water. There we go. So have it slide. You want it to slide across your paint. Glide. Okay, I'm enjoying myself too much. All right, let's get back to the pumpkin. So for the pumpkin, it's kind of like the heart. We're gonna kind of follow the shape we already created for the inside of the pumpkin. So let's do one. And let's tap that yellow out, kind of blend that in. Now from the top of that first swoop we created, we're gonna line that up and bring down a second one. Okay. Can't really see the orange that good on top of that green. It's just too sheer. I think those are like neon colors, so let's see if I can get a little bit of a darker paint. This one is called Maui, and it pretty much has the same colors. I just don't think they're neon colors, so it should be a little bit more vibrant. And you know, I laid down my pumpkin first. I've tried this design at least 5 times, guys, and I still haven't come up with something I like. And here's my dilemma again. We're gonna work this out, darn it. Okay, let's try that again. So swoop, 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 swoop. Okay, it's getting muddy. I'm not thrilled, but it's there. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna have to tweak this design some more. Maybe even make my own split cake. To make the orange pop, I'm gonna add some orange glitter in here. That will help it stand out some more. Now you can go either way with this pumpkin design. You can make it a jack-o'-lantern, which I would suggest for boys, but for girls, I like to just leave it a pretty pumpkin. Let's move on to our outline. For that, I'm going to be using a number 4 round and some Wolf Black. Okay, we're going to create a little stem. For that, I do a little flick down, flick up. So almost like a little triangle with like a U at the top. Okay. And then we just pretty much create like these little flicks in, so for like the humps. So there's one hump. The second hump we're going to follow down. So let's do the same thing on the other side. Start here, flick in, flick down, and for the bottom, and don't make it pointy, pumpkins aren't pointy, I come in and give it like a little wiggle. It's almost like an apple, you know what I mean? Little wiggle at the bottom. And there we go, we got our cute little pumpkin. Now for boys, I would add in the little jack-o'-lantern, you know, the little eyeballs and the little jaggedy mouth and triangle nose. That's a simple, easy jack-o'-lantern you could do. But for girls, I like to leave it a pretty pumpkin just like that. Okay? I'm going to bring off some vine work. Now, you see a lot of vines start at the bottom. Okay, I know it's face painting, doesn't have to be realistic, but realistically, your vines would grow from the top, not the bottom of your pumpkin. So, anyways, I'm going to do mine coming out the top of it, okay? Don't get too crazy with your vine work because then it looks like scribbles. I've gotten carried away. So what I've learned to do is just kind of give it a little loop and a flick out, okay? You can do another little one that crosses through. And that's it. I wouldn't do too much more than that. Unless you have a really fine brush and you're really light-handed, you might get away with a few more. Little loop up. Okay. And they're vines, you know, they don't have to match. But there you go, you got your little vine work. And to finish this off, we're just going to do some teardrops. Okay. So, I'm going to bring a teardrop down. I'm going to come up a little bit higher and do a second teardrop, pull it in. From the middle of that teardrop, I'm going to do a little wiggle down and flick in. I'm going to do another set of 3, wiggle that down, flick in towards the eye, and do 1, 2, 3, going up. Okay, finish it off down there at the bottom. Generally, you don't want them to connect, but I did. That's okay. Okay, Okay, so from this one we'll do the same thing. So teardrop here, one a little bit higher. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Flick in. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Flick in. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And there we go. Now we do have a little bit of that pretty gold eyeshadow. Maybe even adding a little bit more on top of that would be cute. But I'm going to leave it just like that. Like I said, I've tweaked this design several times. And I'm actually quite pleased with one. I think it's pretty. I think you can switch up the color in the background and definitely make it whatever you like. I would like to add down a little bit of stars. Let's do some stencil work. That always helps jazz everything up. I'm just going to come right back down into that split cake and pick up some of these yellows. So, there we go. And my little star stencil. And you know, just add some more fun in here. Why not? I mean, obviously, if you have a line, skip the fun. Don't skip all the fun, but you know, these are never necessary steps. And that's a, see how dry it is, so it's not stenciling well. Let's try that again. Maybe we'll get some better ones on this side. Oh, that's better.
You understand that whenever I do it comes back to you, I don't want to get hurt. You don't have to protect me. Or Mom. Or Vicky.
Oh, I got smudgy there.
I like you too.
And blend it out with my finger. Okay. So there we go. We got a cute little pumpkin design. Let me take a closer look at that. Alright. So there we have it. You can certainly, of course, add some chunky glitter. That's definitely what I would do. And some lips. But I think I'm pretty happy with this cute little pumpkin design. I mean, it's pretty much your pumpkin meets tiara, princess crown, kind of pumpkin princess crown. That's a good name for it. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and thanks again so much for tuning in with Fab Faces and for watching this whole week of Halloween tutorials that I made for you. I really appreciate all your support out there, and I hope you like it, and subscribe below. Bye guys, see you next time.